Good evening. Stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance. Thank you all. Good evening. Thank you all for coming. I'd like to call the meeting to order, the July 15th, 2019 Board of Directors meeting of the South Shore Falls Homeowners Association. We have a quorum. All 5 board members are here. The meeting was noticed and posted on July 11th. We have the board minutes from the June 17th meeting in your packet. Could you please take a look at those? Yep. I have a motion to accept them as...
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
President's opening remarks. Well, I left him home. So, please read the scoop. We've got a lot going on. Some of the things we wanted to touch on, the mulch is in progress. It's slower than we had hoped, but it's going street by street, and from most of the indications we get, it's going pretty well. The new awnings and the umbrellas are out by the pool. We have new umbrellas at this pool and at the Eagle's Nest pool. A couple of things that people wanted me to bring to your attention. One of which is villas. If you live in the villa, please realize that even though we think so, those walls are not completely soundproof. So please, early morning, late at night, please be quiet and don't disturb your neighbor. And if you have a problem with your neighbor, we will intercede on your behalf. Several people have come here and we've gone and talked to the neighbors and everything works out good. But don't let things fester. Come see one of your board members and we'll see if we can help you with it. The bocce pickleball courts and tennis courts, we're in the process of getting experts to assess the condition and do required repairs. We are going to do those repairs. I think you have someone coming in this week to take a look at those? Okay, so we'll have a report.
Friday, sorry.
We'll have a report from them? Okay. Another thing, we said this a couple times before, please treat the staff with respect and be patient. There's a lot of homes here, a lot of people have things that they want to take to the desk or take to the office. The office is open certain hours during the week, and we ask that you please, take that into heart, and please don't try to go in the office when it's closed because they're trying to do the work for all of us. We've had a lot of complaints about people parking with part of their car or their truck blocking the sidewalk. Please don't block the sidewalk. Park in the street if you have to. And when you're at the intersections, please don't assume that all the incoming traffic is going to turn the way you expect them to turn. Please stop, and we're going to put some stop signs at Falls Boulevard and Sunset, and we want everybody to please comply. Utilities and other important contact information is on the back page of the scoop. Please tear that back page of the scoop off and put it on your refrigerator somewhere safe. It has all the contact numbers you'll need for most of the things that are involved here. The utilities, who obviously are closed on the weekends, and the emergency irrigation numbers and all those things. And also, be careful what you put on Nextdoor. That goes to lots of neighborhoods besides us. So our website is the place to discuss really the things that are important to South Shore Falls other than just regular social type things. Okay, Jason?
Alright, I'll get awake now. I got to stand up, sorry. First thing is landscaping. That's been a pretty large hot topic for the last couple weeks. I don't know if any of you have noticed that we've been a little behind, but they've worked pretty hard the last couple days to get caught up, and we're still trying to improve the amount of effort that's put into catching up. Obviously, the rain keeps pushing them a little further behind. That being said, there's still a lot of work to do to improve the landscaping in the community, and we're going to keep pushing towards that. As far as the staff and myself, there's been an overwhelming amount of meeting requests and people stop by my office. I put out in the email, and I want to explain that a little bit. We're not hearing you. We completely understand that the landscaping is behind, and there's been tons of meetings, conversations, and site visits, and looking into things to see where we're at and try to improve the process. So when I say that, I don't, please don't put in a work order about mowing, there's literal hundreds of email or requests coming in to say that their lawn hasn't been mowed. We're asking them to curtail those just because it's clogging the system, and we have to go through every single one of these work orders and try to find the ones that are specific issues to a lot and work on those. So we are well aware that the lawn mowing is needing to get caught up, and we're working towards that. We're not ignoring anybody's claims to that. The overwhelming number of work order requests for those items is keeping us pretty busy. That being said, if you don't have a work order put in for a specific item to your community, my staff is asking you to put one in before we meet, because without that work order number, I have nothing to go to down to earth with and say, hey, this work order meets this lot, where are we at with it? If there's no work order in and there's a conversation with me, I'm going to ask you to put a work order in. That way we track the progress and what down to earth is doing to fix that. Because if we don't have something to track it with, we can't hold them accountable to it. That's why we're asking to do that. It's not to put any more work on you, it's so we can track this process and make sure they're improving as they should and taking care of the items they should. We've had quite, like I said, we've had quite a few work orders come in, so the system is a little clogged, and that's why when they say, oh, we're a couple days out from visiting, it does push him back because he's getting close to 90, 80, 90. I think it went down a little bit this weekend because a lot of people have heard us ask not to put in work orders for lawn mowing, so it did come down quite a bit. So he's starting to get caught up. That being said, if you read the email, you know that we lost our manager for Down to Earth in the community, and they brought in a new manager. He is off this coming week. When they brought him in, they knew he was going to come in, learn the community, and then have to take a week off. He had something planned. So his boss is going to be taking over the community for the week. So the person that he's dealing with, I'll be working with this week as well. And we're going to continue to push towards those work orders, and hopefully they continue to push a few extra people out here to get the community caught up. That's really, the crux of where we're at with landscaping. And I know there's a lot of heartache in the community about it, but we're going to keep pushing forward to get this resolved. And hopefully you read my email and understand kind of where we are with it. The next thing I want to bring up is communication. We talked about it at the workshop. There's a communication piece that we're trying to put in place. We talked about it at the last meeting, and I found a good vendor, went through several vendors and reached out to different companies that can provide mass communication devices. The school districts in the area, when they have something they need to put out to all the parents, it sends it out as a text message or a robocall, so they receive that message, everybody at the same time. We found a company that provides a service that will provide, it provides 3 different avenues of reaching out to you: email, text, and phone call, robocall. The cost to the community, as we sat down with the estimate today, it's about 35 cents per home per month. That allows 3 devices for each home that it will reach out to when it sends out that information. And it's whatever information you get us. You can give us the 3 choices: a phone number, a cell phone. It can be 2 phone numbers. It gives you up to 3 devices they'll send it to. Some people don't do email, so it's pointless to have an email address on there because they're not going to read it. So they can have 2 phone numbers for spouses. They can, and it will text. You'll all text, email, or robocall. We've got down to the final stages of that, and now it's kind of making sure that this is what the board wants to do for a communication piece. But it's something that I think will work well in instances like when we had the pipe that broke, getting out information regarding boil water notices and what's going on. It's a much faster way of reaching more people very quickly. and we can update quicker. Sending out emails, we found that people out of the community, when they came home, they obviously know if there's no water in their home or if they had some other information, the first thing they don't do is, or the first thing they do is not to go and read email. They try to figure out what the problem is. So I think this will be a better service to get information out to everyone on a mass basis, and it provides better options for you to receive that email. I forgot what the last.
It'll text everybody too, right?
Was it? Yeah, it's text, email,
Yeah.
and phone call, a robocall, like a robo-voice. Whatever message we put in there, it'll put out to everyone.
What communication system does it use?
It's a web-based system.
Well, I mean, if you have Spectrum, and Spectrum's down, if you have AT&T, what
It's-
provider?
Well, no, it's not a provider. It's coming from a web-based system, so it's branching it out across all networks. It's whatever your phone number is, so,
So it won't matter what you have.
well, no, it will not matter what you have. On that end, like I say, it's web-based, it's a program. We input the phone number. When it sends the information out, it goes to that phone number. So it doesn't have to be a Verizon-based system or an AT&T-based system. It's gonna be across the board,
But-
any number.
But if those systems are down, you're not going to get it.
Right, exactly, yeah, that's.
Right.
Yeah, if you're home, that's why a text is usually the better way for important stuff, because texts generally go through, they're usually the cell towers are the last things to fail. Not that they don't fail, but in most instances, that'll be the best way, I think, for us to get the information out to people. Okay.
I'll put out an email.
Are you 55? You're on 55 plus, okay, we understand. Okay, treasurer's report, Sarah. Hi.
Hi, everyone. We have so far posted January and February financial statements. I'm pretty sure March and April will get posted this week. I have high hopes. And then May, and then we should only be like a month behind. But in any case, right now, June 30th, we have $473,000 in our operating account, $993,000 in our reserve account. Homeowners owe $12,000 at June 30, most of which is, well, 60% of it's in legal for people who didn't pay. We have people paying in advance their dues of $69,000. Thank you very much. We appreciate you paying early and extra. And we have about $200,000 in outstanding bills we need to probably write checks for in the next couple weeks. Other than that, we have a pretty good sized surplus. We haven't been paying a bunch of bills recently. We're waiting for the project to be finished. The project will then be approved, and then we'll pay the bills. And so right now, we got rain and everything else going on, and the bills are slow coming in because the projects aren't totally finished. So we'll pay them when they're done. Thank you.
Okay. Old business, the pond.
Pond 7 and 8 repairs. We had a workshop with a company called Solitude, went over their proposal in depth. Another company has come forward and asked if they could submit a proposal, so we're going to have a meeting with them hopefully this week. If it's a viable alternative, we will have another workshop. So that ball hasn't been dropped, but it's in progress. We want to make sure that we don't leave any stone unturned as far as people that can do the job effectively. The Finding and Suspension Committee met. They sent out about 14 or 15 notices of violations. All but 2 or 3 of those were resolved prior to the meeting, and all but one, which is for artificial flowers, has been resolved up to now. So we'll be sending a violation and a fine of $25 a day for the artificial flowers until they're removed. Everybody in favor with that? Thank you. Okay. Landscaping.
I'd just like to add a few things to what Jason said. I mean, everybody knows that we're in a difficult situation, and Down to Earth are really doing their best to recover from a bad situation. I know that I'm probably preaching to the converted amongst those of you who are sitting here, but I know I'm not when it's those who are perhaps watching the camera, or who don't watch at all. But this is Florida. People are complaining almost every day that their yards haven't been weeded. You can come to my house and you can see what my house looks like, and it looks like it hasn't been weeded for 6 months. But I can tell you, because I watched them do it, that it was weeded about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And we live in Florida. It's very wet and it's very warm, and things grow very, very fast. And it is what it is. And even there, when they've finished doing their weeding that they're doing now, and they're doing a good job of it. You talk to anybody who lives on Laurel Falls, where they were today, they'll tell you they've done a nice job. I guarantee you, in 2 weeks, go look, it'll be terrible again. That's just the way we are in Florida, and it can't be helped. So please understand it. They will do their best to maintain things as best as they can. Yes, they got behind, I'm not trying to deny anything. But that's the way things are. People have to understand that down to earth are not their personal gardeners. We get all sorts of work orders coming in, people asking them to come and do this and come and do that and come and do the other. That's not the way it works. They are contract gardeners who are paid according to a scope of work that we gave to them to do certain things in certain schedules. They can't come and prune your tree or trim your tree just because you feel it needs it. They'll do it according to a schedule. The only thing they will do is they'll take down the seed pods from the palm trees, and they are supposed to cut down dead fronds when they are brown and hanging down so that they don't do any harm. But beyond that, everything is done to a schedule. So please understand that. And don't keep on putting in work orders and asking for people to come and trim a tree or do this or that and the other, because they can't do it. That's not what we pay them to do it. If you want that, then be willing to accept $50 or $100 increase a month on your homeowner's dues, and nobody wants that, because that's what it'll take if that's the service you want. I can only apologize, since landscaping is my baby, that things have gotten where they've got to. It's sad, but it's a fact of life. It's been unfortunate that we've had to change managers, not through anything, well, I can't say that. We did ask for one change, but 2 of the changes were beyond anybody's control, and we're now in a situation, hopefully, where we're going to have some permanence for a period of time. Again, I can't guarantee that, but we are on top of it, and I can assure you that we're meeting with the landscapers on a very, very regular basis, both Jason, the landscaping committee, members of the board, to make sure that they get their act in order. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ron.
I remembered. July 23rd, for probably that day and over into the next day, the gym will be closed down for that time period. I'll put out an email on it, but I wanted to get it out here because I know people kind of plan their days around coming down to the gym, so I wanted to put it out. They're going to clean the rugs up and everything in there, so it will be shut down for that time period to do that. On top of that, barring the fact that I can't put cameras in the bathrooms, for some reason, we put an extremely large amount of soap in the showers in there, like to the extent of replacing the bottle every day. The thing, all I ask is, we put that in there for everybody, and there's people who are complaining because there's no soap. I appeal to the people who, if someone's using excessive amounts, that we are replacing about a gallon every 2 days. So if we could just comment if there's soap going in the shower. Otherwise, we're going to have to switch to a bring your own policy, and we do not want to do that. So whatever the case is that's causing it, if you see leaks in there, please let us know.
Okay, thank you very much. I can't believe that. All right. There are in the community 15 or so people who have opted to do their own trimming, weeding and so forth of the beds and stuff around their house. And those have been grandfathered in, have been allowed for quite a few years. We just want to get a handle on how that works. We're now going to have an opt-out agreement which specifies the terms under which they're opting out of the landscape part of their home care. It's not the turf and not the irrigation of the turf, but it's the beds and stuff around the thing. So we have an opt-out agreement here that says basically that the association will not be responsible for its staff or contractors performing the services in error. The lot owners agree to perform the services at their expense in keeping with the community standard. And in the event of termination by the homeowner association, the lot owners will reimburse the association for any and all costs required to bring the lot back up to the community standard, where it can be maintained at the rate that we pay for all the other houses. This agreement shall not continue after the sale or transfer of the lot. The lot owner shall be responsible for all costs, if any, associated with restoring the lot to the original landscape plan and the community standard, in order for the HOA to provide landscape maintenance to the lot. The lot owners agree to assume the full responsibility for notifying a prospective tenant or purchaser of the terms of this agreement and to have the agreement included in any estoppel letter issued by the association. The association shall have the absolute right to terminate this agreement if, in the opinion of the board of directors, it is in the best interest of the association. In this case, the association shall give not less than 30 days notice of termination. So I would propose a motion that all current landscape opt-out agreements shall terminate as of August 15th. Those currently with opt-out agreements shall be given the opportunity to sign a new opt-out agreement. Any questions?
In favor?
Yeah, I'm in favor.
All in favor? Thank you.
Can I just make one?
Please.
Somehow or other, we need to get to those people who are currently opting out to make sure that they come forward, because I can assure you that not all of them are going to hear what's going on here tonight, so we'll need to do something to make sure they get it.
There are stickers, red stickers on the mailboxes. We've talked a little bit about being a little more effective for those homes to have stickers, and I think we've come up with it. If we put a reflective red sticker on the downspout closest to the front of the house, it will be easier for the landscapers to know whose house, instead of looking at a mailbox, which may be a whole house away from where they are. Okay, thank you very much. We'll make one. Portable tents in the pool area. We had a few of them at the last party. We decided to take a look at that. From now on, as we discussed in the workshop, you can bring a portable tent, but it will have to be securely tied down, and it can only be in the grass area behind the clubhouse. And there's a new walkway between the pool area and the grass area, so it'll make it a lot easier for people to go back and forth. As far as the emergency call system, everybody in favor of trying that out? Yes. All in favor? Yeah. Aye. Okay. We are, as a part of our landscaping program, we are going to be doing a community-wide inspection of all the houses. So if we find, or DTP finds that a house is overgrown or has a lot of stuff planted that wasn't planted by the builder and is harder for them to manicure and trim, we will be contacting those homeowners to see if we can get a resolution as to how to do that. Okay, anybody else got any old or new business? Ron? Thank you. All right, anyone have any questions for us? Bruce? Please come up to the microphone.
I have a couple things I'd like to share with the community first, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
And I typed it because I know I get nervous, so I apologize for reading this, but it was the simplest way to do it. I know many of you are upset about the quality of our landscaping. Believe me, I was upset also, and I'm on the landscape committee. However, unlike most of you, I was at the landscape meeting between our committee and Down to Earth. Down to Earth came with a complete new management group. They're aware of the recent degrading of our landscaping and assured us they're going to work hard to restore everything to the standards we are accustomed to. I understand your frustration, but please don't take it out on our board of directors. They all live here just like the rest of us, and they don't like seeing the weeds either and are working on getting it fixed. I'd also like to mention that Jason Dirth is now managing Down to Earth. If you don't know, Jason, if you don't know Jason, believe me when I say he's the best thing that ever happened to our management company. Give him a chance to straighten things out. He just took over managing Down to Earth last week and has already made significant improvements on how things are being done. Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to lose a manager like him. I've read what someone said about not getting our money's worth for our HOA dues. This particular person goes to the gym every day, uses the pool every day, the billiard room, and the library. These are amenities, and they're also where we get part of our HOA dues. Lastly, if you're frustrated, don't just complain, get involved, join a committee. You'll find out the reasons for most things are done. You'll find out the reasons for most things that are done here, and perhaps if you don't like it, you can help make it change. And lastly, just be respectful to the board because they're working hard for us. And I have one question for the board. Can somebody tell me the status of the Pulte settlement?
Yes. That's a little bit of a sticky wicket. It's not a bad sticky wicket. It's just, when we had the mediation up in March, we agreed to, we had an agreement drawn, and it was a very, very stiff non-disclosure agreement that was attached to that agreement. The Pulte Corporation does not want the terms of the settlements they make with the homeowners known. So the five of us up here are bound to honor that agreement so that we do not put the homeowners association in jeopardy. Having said that, each of you, under the Florida Sunshine Laws, is bound by us and the laws to give you, to look at any agreement the homeowners association has entered into. You may also see any of the other records pertaining to that. So if you have a question and you would like to see a particular agreement, we will be more than happy to honor our commitment to you and to the Florida statutes and let you see that agreement. We will ask you to sign a non-disclosure agreement just like we did so that you don't discuss it with anyone who is not a South Shore Falls owner, and also you will not post anything on social media or anything like that about it. So we're happy to say that the agreement is available. I myself and several others will make ourselves available if you would like to see it. Just let us know after the meeting. We have a redacted copy that has the names and so forth of all the plaintiffs and the lawyers and all that taken out. And if you submit a request in writing, which we have a form for, you can see it. Does that answer your question? Well, I'm sorry. But if you see me after the meeting and sign this little paper, it'll be in black and white. A lot more black, like the CIA. But the points you want to see are available. We were sworn to secrecy, and we don't want to do anything that would upset the apple cart. But the horse is now in the barn, so you can see us after the meeting.
We signed an agreement just like you're going to have to, so we're not going to break it.
Do you have that copy? All right, anybody else have any questions or comments? Yes, ma'am. Can you come up here? Thank you.
Caroline Zachary, Mystic Falls Drive. I have several family members that come in here periodically to visit. And the last month or so, they haven't been able to get the pass that they usually get for the month. And the guardhouse says that they've been out of paper for several months, and they've put in a request, and they still haven't gotten the paper to print out the passes. I can't imagine this is that expensive, but why they're not getting the paper that they requested.
That is news to me. We will take care of that first thing in the morning. I understand that there was a computer problem there.
It's been resolved, but it was about a little over a week that we were waiting on.
They were on back order, basically. But yes, they are kind of expensive, not that that matters.
Oh, okay.
But there is paper there now.
They came in Sunday and they weren't able to get a pass Sunday.
Sunday?
Just read.
I'll check with them, but we
We'll
gave
check
it
with
to
them
them
tomorrow.
once.
That shouldn't
Happen. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Okay. Any other board members have anything to say? All right. Can I have a motion to adjourn? All in favor? We're adjourned. Thank you very much.